This evening we have Chief Hearn to give his monthly police report. Evening, Chief.
Good evening, board members. October's police report, we documented 1,669 calls for service. We logged 20,600 miles on our patrol vehicles. Had 11 arrests, including 4 DUIs, 3 narcotics, 1 simple assault domestic related, 1 forgery for a detective's investigation, 1 protection from abuse violation, and one subject on a felony warrant out of North Carolina. There were 11 new cases referred to the detective division, and 4 crime scenes were processed. We had 80 traffic crashes for the month of October, including 10 injuries, 25 non-injuries, and a significant number of deer, 24. We had 142 traffic citations issued with 141 warrants. Notable jobs. We actually, unfortunately, had 2 auto pedestrians struck, one on 1014 at Richboro and Hanover. It's a 14-year-old bicyclist that was rode into the intersection and into the side of the vehicle. And on 1022, we had an auto pad on Sycamore Street where a 57-year-old was struck by a northbound vehicle. That investigation is ongoing. So motorists, please, state law, yield to pedestrians in the crosswalk, and the pedestrians, please cross in the crosswalk, not mid-block. There was a theft investigation on South State Street of the bus depot where 4 batteries were stolen. And selected enforcement. We had 2 truck enforcement details, 1 in the borough and 1 on the bypass, resulting in 28 inspections, 10 citations, 14 warnings. 4 vehicles were placed out of service and 1 vehicle was towed from the scene. Like I said, the significant incidents on October 22nd was the auto pad on Sycamore Street was significant. It was closed down Sycamore Street for several hours while we did our investigation. The male was transported to St. Mary's Hospital in critical condition. The investigation is continuing. Public service announcements. We have an auto deer crash rise. Please keep it in mind. Slow down. Use your high beams if you possibly can without a car approaching you. Don't swerve on the oncoming lanes and slow your speed. There is a deer hunt in Tyler State Park scheduled for December 1st with 150 maximum hunters. Just keep in mind that. Our drug take-back event on October 23rd was successful. We're collecting 125 pounds of unwanted drugs. And also in addition to that, we had 319 pounds of unwanted drugs since our last collection from our drop box in our police headquarters. Frauds are also continuing. So bottom line is, if it's too good to be true, it probably is. So don't give out your personal information and don't be scammed by offers on a computer or on a telephone. Also, watch your banking account statements for any fraudulent activities and notify your banking company. That concludes my report. I'll be happy to answer any questions you may have.
Any questions for Chief?
Yes, Chief. Very good advice as usual. And regarding the accident on North Sycamore Street, I know that the Newtown Police Department has tried several strategies to prevent speeding, which is probably the major cause of these incidents of hitting pedestrians. I know you used decoy police cars, speed indicator lights, etc. And I know in the Public Works redid the crosswalk painting on your recommendation. But do you think there's anything else that can be done at that location? I'm thinking, for example, when I'm passing Chandler Hall, there's a lot more emphasis that this is a pedestrian crossing. They have blinking yellow lights and so on to warn, give more warning that this is a pedestrian crossing. And I've noticed that there's been, since I've been a supervisor, several accidents involving pedestrians on that corner, and I know that some businesses there would like to see some more done to make it safer, but I'm not quite sure what we can do. Do you have any advice on that?
Yeah, just a couple of points, John. Number one, most of the collisions aren't speed related. They're inattentive drivers and or pedestrians crossing where they shouldn't be crossing. That's probably the most. It's not a speed issue on Sycamore. From our data, I ran a stealth study out at that location earlier this year. And out of 521 vehicles passing through that street, only 28 were going over the speed limit. So it's not a significant number of speed resulting in that. The 2 auto pedestrian strikes that we had on Sycamore Street this year was as a result of pedestrians crossing outside the crosswalk area. I did contact the Department of Public Works. They are working on ongoing striping along the Sycamore Avenue corridor to try to enhance the visibility down there. I am meeting Monday with the Bucks County traffic young lady that runs the Bucks County Traffic Agency for Bucks County to come up with some type of other ideas or suggestions. We're going to see if she has some flyers. We can put them in the store businesses down there. I visited a couple of stores myself down there trying to mitigate any future problems. But it comes down to education of the public. So the public has to know that they can't cross outside of a crosswalk. In a crosswalk, the cars are supposed to yield to them. The additional signage, if you're talking lighted elements, that runs into a cost factor for the township, and that involves ongoing maintenance and also a liability factor. If the bulb burns out and it's not replaced in a timely manner, it could come back to bite you. So it's a managed approach, but I think education is the best way to go at this point.
Thank you.
You're welcome.